This month in ABN AMRO World Hockey, we go for goal with one of the most exciting forwards in the world, Germany's Christopher Zeller.
Kata.
Meet the men behind the mask as they talk about life under the crossbar. Hockey sows its seeds in the desert sands of Qatar. Asia's emerging hockey teams fight for the right to play in the next Men's Asia Cup. And finally, meet the teenager who's tipped for penalty corner greatness.
I love that sound, baby.
Regarded as one of the most complete players in the world, there's not much Christopher Zeller can't accomplish on a hockey field. With the ability to score goals in open play, as well as from the top of the circle, the 23-year-old German belongs to a rare breed. A naturally gifted striker, Zeller is blessed with speed and power, and both were evident when he scored this goal that inspired Germany to victory in the 2006 World Cup final.
Yeah, it was amazing. Of course, in Germany, to win the World Cup in Germany, in front of your own people, it was, I think, the greatest feeling we ever had in our hockey life, maybe. To win the Olympics, I don't know how it feels, but in such a crowd in your own stadium, it's very huge. But yeah, it was unbelievable. We couldn't. We hoped that we can win the cup, but if you win the cup really, then yeah, it's. I can't describe the feeling. It's amazing.
The new German team under coach Markus Weiser relies more on offence than teams of the past, resulting in some unexpected losses, along with their great wins. And this team is aware of the pressure that Germany's glorious history brings with it.
The former German teams were very successful, and so you want to keep the tradition go on and have a lot of success. But yeah, you don't want a success just for the tradition. I think we want the success for us and for our team, because we are a super troop and we like to play together, and we want to have the success to make us happy. And yeah, on the one hand, it's a big tradition, of course, in Germany. On the other hand, you do it for your team and for yourself, of course.
Zeller's great strength is a nose for goal, and his opponents rate him as one of the most decisive influences in the game today. Despite the fact that he does it all, Zeller's not someone given over to overanalysis.
I always wanted to score goals by corners or out of the field. So I don't know, it's I don't have actually one special skill or whatever. I think it's just I want to score.
Zeller began his hockey career as a teenager, playing for the Munich Sport Club in 1998. After 8 seasons with the German club, the striker moved to HC Blumenthal, giving him an opportunity to rub shoulders with some of the game's modern greats.
It was one reason to play in this very good team with Tönne Neuer and Ronald Brauer, and yeah, we had 9 international players there, and it was yeah, very big experience for me to play there. And with this success, scoring goals was even better. But to have the experience to play in Holland in the best league in the world, I think, with this offensive hockey, is for me as a offensive player, the best thing in the world, I think.
The 2007-8 season has seen a troublesome knee, causing Zeller to miss out on 2 Champions trophies in a row. Not too keen with life on the sidelines, he assumed duties in Kakamegara to help Germany qualify for the Olympics.
It's very disappointing when you have the same thing twice, as my knee shows. Yeah, it's very hard mentally, of course, but yeah, last year I had the first surgery and then I came back for the qualifier tournament in Japan. So for the important tournament, it's okay when I play the big tournaments for me.
Hockey runs deep in the Zeller family, with brother Philip also playing for Germany, albeit on the opposite end of the field.
It's very good because there's no concurrence in the positions for the Olympic team, especially. No, I don't know why. It was always that he was the defensive guy in the family. Yeah, in football or whatever what we played, and in hockey as well. So I don't know. It was from the beginning like that.
His awesome form in the Mönchengladbach World Cup earned him the FIH World Young Player of the Year award, a prize that he deeply cherishes.
Oh, I think it was a great honor, of course, because the other players voted for me, and so it's better when you know the other players accept you as a good player.
A player like Zeller is a great advert for the game, and with age on his side and a World Cup already in the bag, he's well on the way to becoming one of the game's all-time greats. If modern-day hockey comes at some dazzling speed and some intricate stick work, then keeping goals at bay comes at a premium. Men with enormous presence of mind and unflappable attitude usually do the job for their country. And despite being restricted to the D, more often than not, it's the keeper who makes that subtle difference, the last line of a team's defence.
I would say it's a very challenging job because you are the last man standing and you are unique on the field. Like, you look different, you act different, your rules are different. At the same time, the whole challenge, that whole adrenal rush in you, that you have to save the ball, and you can use any part of your body. So it's like a free-for-all thing for me. And at the end of the day, it's a thankless job because a goalkeeper can make it or he can break it.
Not all keepers thought of their current positions while starting their career. In fact, for most of them, it happened by chance.
Goalkeeping actually came as a coincidence to me. When I was 9 years old, we didn't have a hockey goalkeeper in school. Because I played football since I was 8, my coach insisted my parents to make me a goalkeeper in hockey. So since that day till today, I've always been a goalkeeper, and I've got my lucky breaks at the right time.
I started off as a cricket wicketkeeper, and my dad played hockey when I was a kid, and he said to me, when you go along to play your first game of hockey, if the coach asks who wants to be the goalkeeper, he says, don't put your hand up. And of course, the first thing I did was put my hand up.
Always restricted to the D, the heavily guarded goalkeeper has the most difficult job on hand, that of stopping balls at razor-sharp speed. While modern-day goalkeeping gear guarantees appreciable safety to a keeper, the dangers of getting the odd knock still lurk around. Goalkeepers have learnt to take it in their stride.
Yeah, that's the part of the job, and sometimes you have some contusion, but it's not really big injuries. So yes, you have some pain, but it's not a problem for a goalkeeper, I think.
Instead, the keepers constantly deal with the art of reinventing themselves, something that they give utmost importance to in this fast-moving sport.
I watched that the stepping of the drag flicker, how he used to drag the ball and how he used to dodge the keeper. So I just follow that, nothing much, but normally we watch videos, and his history, the drag flicker is against me. The history of him, I always read that.
Today, the pace of the game is much faster, so you have to be more focused and you should concentrate more. And at the same time, penalty corners can change the game, so that's become like a penalty stroke now.
And in a changing sport, the modern-day keeper also needs to stay abreast with changing rules and regulations.
Well, we often test the rules for the FIH in New Zealand, so we often get the first shot at it. I think it's improved the game immensely. I think it's it's something you can really sell as a product. Hockey, it's so fast, it's so skillful on the surface. Goalkeeping and the shots that players are taking these days with the reverse stick, the drag flicks, it's all just created a massive spectacle for an audience.
It's not the most glamorous job on the field, but goalkeeping remains an important aspect of the spectacle called field hockey. After the break, we meet up with Divakar Ram, one of India's most promising hockey players. And the game of hockey takes root in the sandy soil of Qatar. The third men's AHF Cup kicked off in Singapore with 9 of Asia's upcoming teams battling it out for 2 Asia Cup qualification spots. Last year's champions, Hong Kong, narrowly escaped finishing at the bottom of the table. Drag flicker Arif Ali's hat-trick ensuring a win against Thailand. Chinese Taipei put on a fine show against Uzbekistan. That was on the final day, booking a 5th place finish. Singapore ended their campaign with a win against Sri Lanka, 4 successful penalty corner conversions, handing the hosts a 3rd finish place. But it was the 2 undefeated teams in the competition, Bangladesh and Oman, who squared off the top spot, with Bangladesh scoring as early as the 4th minute. In what turned out to be a 6-1 rout, the Bangladeshi players displayed some neat passing skills and claimed the 3rd men's AHF Cup. So here's how the standings looked, with Sri Lanka finishing a creditable 4th, Singapore 3rd, Oman get entries to next year's Asia Cup, and Bangladesh crowned deserving champions. In this month's ABN AMRO World Hockey Men's Rankings, Australia at top, followed by Germany. Netherlands remain at number 3, Spain at 4, and Korea at number 5. A Champions Trophy bronze pushes Argentina up to 6th. Pakistan dropped to 7th. England maintain their 8th spot. 9th, India. And a new top 10 entrant, Japan, rounds off this month's rankings. In the women's, it's Netherlands at number 1, followed by Argentina. Silver and Mönchengladbach keep Germany 3rd. Australia stay 4th, while the Asian champions Japan are 5th. China drop down to 6th. Spain move up a spot to 7th. Number 8 are New Zealand. The women from England are up to number 9. And sliding to 10th in this month's rankings are Korea. 19-year-old Divakar Ram is the latest sensation on India's hockey horizon. The young drag flicker from the state of Uttar Pradesh has largely been responsible for India's win at the Junior Asia Cup. With 11 goals in the tournament, including a golden goal winner against Korea in the final, Divakar is the toast of a nation. But there's a wise head on these young shoulders.
काफ़ी अच्छा लग रहा है, लेकिन अभी मैं अपने परफॉर्मेंस से खुश नहीं हूँ। अभी तो मुझे और भी गोल करने चाहिए जो मिस हो गए। आगे के टूर्नामेंट में मैं और भी अच्छा करने की कोशिश करूँगा। कोई अगला आपकी गेम की अगर तारीफ़ करे तो आपको बहुत कॉन्फिडेंस मिलता है कि हाँ, अगला इससे आपकी तुलना कर रहा है, तो मुझे और उससे अच्छा बनना और बेटर परफॉर्मेंस देने के लिए और ज़्यादा मेहनत करनी पड़ती है, जो हम लोग कर रहे हैं।
Hailing from the town of Gorakhpur, Divarkar doesn't even remember the first time he wielded a hockey stick. With his father's support, he put in the hard yards as a defender for Indian Oil, eventually discovering his talent for the drag flick.
हॉकी कब खेले ये तो पता नहीं, और बस देखते देखते शुरू किया। हॉकी ग्राउंड थोड़ा पास में था तो वहाँ जाके देखते देखते अच्छा लगा, फिर खेलना स्टार्ट किया। मैं जब रामपुर हॉस्टल में था तो वहाँ मैं उधर टीवी में मैचेस देखता था। उस समय में हमारे ये जुगराज सिंह हुआ करते थे, वो काफ़ी अच्छे ड्रैग फ्लिकर थे। तो उन्हें देख के मुझे लगा कि मुझे भी करना चाहिए, मैं भी उनकी जैसा बन सकता हूँ।
With India looking to increase their bench strength, Divarkar made his debut for India in the Test series against Belgium. With Sandeep Singh being their primary weapon at short corners, youngsters Divarkar and S. Raghunath were roped in at the Aslan Shah Cup. Divarkar responded to the challenge, scoring under pressure against arch-rivals Pakistan, a memory to cherish in a fledgling international career.
सबसे अच्छा मोमेंट तो मेरे लिए अजलान शाह का ही था कि उसमें मैं सीनियर में खेला और उसमें मेरे गोल भी हुए और काफ़ी अच्छा प्रदर्शन रहा मेरा।
Divarkar's performance in Ipoh was good enough to get people talking about his talent.
रघुनाथ है और दिवाकर है, दोनों ही अच्छा कर रहे हैं मेरे साथ। और इंडिया में और भी जूनियर से जो आ रहे हैं नए ड्रैग फ्लिकर, वो भी अच्छे हैं। तो मेन